China effectively has its first domestic EUV lithography facility. If true, that is a historic headline that ends the US tech ban. But the reality is much more complex. While the facility exists, the machine inside isn't what the propaganda says it is. It's not a 100% independent, yet. There is a missing link in the system, a critical nuance that mainstream news has completely missed. This is the story of the most dangerous technology in the world, a 30-year monopoly, and the audacious secret China is using to break it. Let's look inside the lab. To manufacture the most advanced processors on the planet, 5 nanometer, 3 nanometer, even 2 nanometer chips, there is one absolutely critical technology where competition is essentially impossible: extreme ultraviolet lithography, known as EUV. These machines work with light at a wavelength of 13.5 nanometers, so short that it allows incredibly tiny circuits to be drawn onto silicon wafers. To put this into perspective, the lines being printed are thousands of times thinner than a human hair. And here lies the key point. The smaller the transistor, the more of them fit on a chip, the higher the performance, and the lower the power consumption. EUV is not just a gradual improvement. It represents a true technological shift. For years, the industry relied on DUV lithography, which allowed transistor sizes to shrink generation after generation. But that technology hits a practical wall at around 7 nanometers. Beyond that point, manufacturers must rely on multiple patterning, a process that repeats the same exposure several times with extreme precision. The result? Costs explode, manufacturing yields drop, and complexity reaches almost absurd levels. That's why, without EUV, producing 5 nanometers, 3 nanometers, or 2 nanometers chips at industrial scale simply isn't viable. It's no coincidence that the launch of the Apple A12 Bionic in 2018, manufactured at 7 nanometers, marked a turning point. From that moment on, the industry accelerated rapidly. 5 nanometers, 4 nanometers, 3 nanometers, and now serious talk of mass production at 2 nanometers. All of this progress is directly tied to the large-scale adoption of EUV by TSMC, Samsung, and Intel. Meanwhile, China was effectively blocked at that point on the roadmap, and here we reach the real bottleneck. Only one company in the world has mastered EUV lithography, ASML, based in the Netherlands. Their machines are extraordinary feats of engineering. Each one costs around $250 million, occupies nearly an entire industrial hall, and is made up of tens of thousands of components that must operate with near-atomic precision. It took ASML almost 2 decades, from the early 2000s to 2019, to turn EUV into a reliable commercial production tool. There is no true alternative on the market. Starting in 2018, the United States began to view this technology as a strategic asset. The reasoning was obvious. Advanced chips don't just power smartphones, they enable artificial intelligence, supercomputers, and military systems. Washington pressured the Dutch government to block any EUV sales to China, and the result was absolute. Not a single ASML EUV machine has ever reached Chinese soil. In 2022, restrictions tightened even further. They no longer targeted only EUV, but also certain advanced DUV systems. The declared goal was clear: keep China at least one technological generation behind. If the West produced 5 nanometers chips, China should remain at 14 nanometers, or, at best, 7 nanometers using multiple patterning. For several years, that strategy worked. The consequences were obvious. It wasn't until 2023 that China managed to manufacture 7 nanometers chips, used in the Mate 60 and produced by SMEE. Even those chips, in terms of performance, were comparable to Western processors from 6 or 7 years earlier. While the rest of the world was discussing 3 nanometers, China remained stuck at 7 nanometers, achieved only through enormous technical and economic sacrifices. Now back to the main story, because here comes the real twist. With EUV access completely blocked, China decided to attempt something that seemed almost impossible: building its own EUV machine from scratch. In 2019, an ultra-secret program began, described by some sources as a true technological Manhattan Project. That's not an exaggeration. It became a national priority directly tied to strategic security and self-sufficiency. The heart of the project is located in a high-security complex in Shenzhen. For years, a very small group of scientists and engineers worked there under extreme secrecy. Many were former Chinese employees of ASML, some already retired, with direct knowledge of the most sensitive systems. To prevent leaks, there are even reports of false identities inside the facility where no one could openly explain what they were really working on. SMEE played a key coordinating role, connecting companies, universities, and state funding. The directive was clear: eliminate any technological dependence on the West, regardless of cost. This wasn't just about making chips, it was about mastering the machine that makes advanced chips possible. And in early 2025, the first tangible result appeared: a functional EUV prototype developed entirely in China. The machine is enormous, comparable in size to ASML systems, and based on the same physical principle, a CO2 laser firing thousands of times per second at tiny droplets of molten tin to create plasma and generate 13.5 nanometers EUV light. This clearly involved massive reverse engineering supported by internal expertise. The achievement is real and highly significant. The machine can generate EUV light, something very few countries could even attempt. However, this is still not a full industrial tool. The prototype has not yet produced functional chips. The biggest obstacle remains the same, one ASML struggled with for years: extreme precision optics. Multi-layer mirrors, perfect alignment, tolerances at nearly atomic scale. If this part fails, the light exists, but it can't be used to print usable circuits. Put simply, China has built the engine, but it doesn't yet have full control of the steering wheel. ASML needed around 20 years to reach stable commercial EUV. China has moved faster thanks to reverse engineering, but the remaining path is still very long. Even so, the geopolitical impact could be enormous. Sources close to the project speak of realistic targets between 2028 and 2030 for producing functional chips using China's own EUV systems. If that happens, sanctions would lose much of their effectiveness. Meanwhile, the race doesn't stop. While China experiments with prototypes, the West is already working on 2 nanometers and even 1 nanometer using high-NA EUV systems. The gap still exists, but for the first time, it no longer seems impossible to close. This race over chips, nanometers, and EUV doesn't stay confined to factories. In the end, this miniaturization trickles down into the gadgets we use every day. The processors in our phones, laptops, AI systems, they're all products of this technological competition. Today, Chinese chips still match Western chips from several years ago. But if this Chinese Manhattan project succeeds, we could see cutting-edge processors made in China within the next decade. The question isn't whether China can build an EUV machine anymore. They've proven they can create a prototype. The real question is how long it will take to turn that prototype into a reliable manufacturing tool, and whether they can close the gap while the West continues to advance. This story sounds like something straight out of a techno-espionage novel. Secret labs, false identities, one of the most complex machines ever created being replicated against all odds. The technological war is no longer a theory. It's being fought at the nanometer scale, and it has just entered a fascinating new phase. China has achieved something most experts thought would take them 15 to 20 years. They did it in 6. The prototype exists, the light can be generated, but the journey from prototype to production-ready machine is still long and uncertain. What happens next will shape the future of global technology. Will China succeed by 2030? Will the West maintain its lead with next-generation high-NA EUV? The answers to these questions will determine more than just who makes the fastest chips. They'll influence AI development, economic competitiveness, and technological independence for years to come. See you in the next one. This isn't a tech story, it's a power shift. If you think this changes the future of computing, hit subscribe, because what happens next will decide who controls the next century. Drop your take in the comments. Are we witnessing the end of silicon or just the beginning?